Taylor is with us in Phoenix, Arizona. Hi, Taylor. How are you?
Hey, Dave. How you doing today?
Better than I deserve. How can I help?
I had a quick question. I found out I went to school, started school, going for my business management degree.
Mm-hmm.
And I stopped school for a certain reason because of the hours I was working. The school notified me that I had about an $825 balance that I had to pay. That was at a discounted rate. But I just received an email from a company called Fed Loans. And so I called them, and I was trying to figure out what it was about. And I was able to contact someone there, and they said that there was a $10,000 balance that I owe now from school. And
I'm sorry. How do we get from 825 to 10,000?
Exactly. I don't know. I did try contacting the school again. I got a voicemail, and I left one from for the financial department to call me back, but they haven't got back to me yet.
Okay. When did you get the settlement offer of $825 from them?
That was about 6 months ago. And
do you have that in writing?
Yes, and that is completely paid off.
And you paid it. So you have an email or some kind of form of writing that says pay $825 and you will owe us nothing.
It's actually a certified letter.
Oh, better yet. Okay. And then you have proof that you paid the $825. Okay. Did you borrow money to go to school that you didn't think of?
The only thing I can think of is I filled out a FAFSA form.
That doesn't put you in debt.
But the gentleman that I talked to, he said that that's where the $825 I borrowed from the school. He said that balance was just pertaining to school, not pertaining to the loan.
But I mean, if you had $10,000 come into your hands, you would know it,
right?
I mean, how did you pay for school? What did school cost, and did you pay cash for it?
No, I did not.
Okay, how did you pay for school?
Like I said, I filled out the FAFSA form. But
honey, FAFSA doesn't loan money. FAFSA is just you applying to get a loan. You must have borrowed $10,000 to pay your tuition.
Okay.
How long were you in school?
For about 6 months.
Okay. And what did the school cost to go to school there? If, let's just pray tell one were to write a check.
It was about, let's say it's about $600 per semester.
Well, you were only there one semester.
Right.
That's the cheapest school in the history of the world. Is this a community college?
It's a university. It's Argosy University.
Argosy.
Yes.
An online deal.
Correct. And they also have in-class as well.
Okay. If it costs $600 to go there and you paid them $825, how was that a settlement?
They did the it was a loan differential payment, I guess, that they mentioned, or a discounted rate, because they said the amount that I had was just over $3,000.
How could it be $3,000 if it's $600 to go there for 6 months?
You got me.
Your numbers are so screwed they don't even make sense. Okay, here's what I'm thinking that must have happened. All right, you need to get on the phone with Argosy freaking Online University, and find out what they charged you for this entire semester. You went there for one semester. It appears you borrowed $7,000 or $8,000 to go there for one semester. Okay. And it appears you signed the loan documents to do that. That's what it sounds like. But you need to actually understand what the flip's going on. Don't just pay these goobers because they call you on the phone and say you owe them money. But you need to go, okay, that's what happened. I borrowed money to go to this stupid school, and they freaking overcharged me dramatically for one semester of online classes. Jeez. And then you signed the form that called a loan document that allowed them to pay that money directly, and then you paid $825 out of your pocket in addition to what you borrowed. That's what it sounds like happened.
And I also checked my credit history, and it shows that Fed Loans is on my credit history, but the balance that shows that I borrowed was $3,600.
Okay. Well,
so let's start with that.
As there's two different equations here. This conversation started with you had no idea where the $10,000 came from. Now you're telling me it appears you borrowed $3,600. That would have been information I could have used about 4 minutes ago. Okay. Now, so so it does appear that that's what's happened. You borrowed $3,600 plus paid $825 to go for one semester, which is still a rip. But then they've tripled this on you with a bunch of late fees and gotchas. So now let's go back to that as our assumption and tell you how to solve it. Let's say you dig into this, and you need to dig into it and find out what you borrowed, okay? If you did truly borrow, not just what's on your credit bureau, because I can put crap on your credit bureau fraudulently, okay? But I could put crap on there that says you owe money, and that doesn't mean that's what really happened. So you need to find out from the university what you really borrowed and what you really paid them as a result. If it was $3,600, if that is an accurate figure, then you challenge these idiots that called you on the phone and go, there's no possible way I owe you $10,000. I borrowed $3,600 6 months ago. You don't have a 5,000% interest rate over there. Okay?
Right.
It's absolutely ludicrous. No, I don't owe you $10,000. No, I'm not going to pay you $10,000. And I owe you $3,600 plus some interest and maybe a late charge or two. But then you get about the business of paying that $3,600 off as fast as you can. And here's a rule, Taylor. Never again sign a loan document. Never again sign a document of any kind unless you know what the flip you're signing and know exactly what you're getting into. The mistakes like this can set you back decades if you're not careful. So dig into this time, dig all the way to the bottom of it, find exactly what the facts are, and then based on the facts you've got, then you negotiate with these people calling you that it appears are trying to rip you off by tripling this debt. But that's what happens when you get involved with crap like this. I'm sorry you're facing it, but watch what you're doing. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show. And so you have to break the cycle. You have to flip this thing on its head and make it behave. You've got to get so fired up and wired up that your broke friends think you've lost your mind.